everyone, I'm going to be showing you how to make a log pile. Log piles are a great source of food for all sorts of mammals and reptiles. So hedgehogs will come over here and they'll pick up some lovely grubs, and so will frogs. When they leave the pond and they need to fatten up, they'll head off to the woodland. So a log pile in your garden is a perfect source for them to go and snack on delicious things like slugs and snails, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So for your log pile, obviously, the thing that you're going to need the most of is logs. So if you come and have a look at what I've found here. Now, you'll see that all of this wood is rotten and it's falling apart and almost is a little bit squishy. That's the best sort of wood to use, because that means it hasn't been treated or anything like that. It's been taken straight from the woodland and it will just slowly rot away, but it will be a food source for all the bugs that are there that will start snacking on those logs. And then eventually, when those bugs fatten up, it will become a meal for all those hedgehogs and frogs and reptiles and all those sorts of things. If you come and have a closer look, this log here actually has some bugs in there. So we have about 20 or so slugs that are sitting there comfortable, unknowing that they're going to be a buffet for a very happy hedgehog. So I've got some big logs here because what we want to do is we want to make a pyramid with our log pile. So I've got some big, huge bits of log. Now what you can do is you can find logs that maybe you've been doing some cutting back in your gardens and you've got a big source of wood to use, or if you know a tree surgeon at all where they've been cutting down, it might be worth to grab some of that to use as part of your log pile. We're going to start with the larger ones first of all, and we're going to make a pyramid effect to build our log pile. So the spot that I've chosen is actually an old tree stump, so that will be full of life already. So it's a good idea to sort of base it around somewhere where there's an area for grubs to sort of move into, or for where mammals or birds or reptiles might be living already. So here we've got this rotting tree stump, and then we've also got this big log here that's actually got a slug sitting on top. So it just goes to show how much we want those logs to be rotting down. So I'm going to start with these two big logs here, and we're just going to sort of tuck them in the corner like this, sort of making ourselves like a little, almost like a little bridge of logs. We'll start with these two and then we can start building it up.
So we want to leave little crevices and little gaps for them so they can wiggle their way through, crawl into. It'll also work as a nice little shelter for maybe smaller mammals as well, and birds and reptiles. So pop those there. And then we've got this big, lovely bit of rotten wood just here. A big pile straight on top. Okay. It's important to remember with our log piles that we want them to sort of be structurally secure. We don't want them too high, but we also want them to be stable. These are quite big, heavy bits of wood, so we don't want them rolling away or collapsing down. So I'd say a nice height for your log pile would be about this high. So I'm going to carry on. So we've already started our layer of our log pile, and now we're just going to slowly build it up. As you can see, I've put a really lovely rotten piece of wood in the middle, and then that will help the bugs to sort of crawl in and feast. So if we start adding some smaller pieces now, so it really doesn't matter on sizing too much, we just want to make sure that our structure is stable. So we're nearly finished now. I'm just going to use these smaller pieces just to sort of fill in a couple of little gaps. Maybe some at the back as well, and also at the front, and maybe we've got a little gap just here. The thing about this log pile now is that it's nice and secure, it's safe, because what we don't want is we don't want children to climb on top of it. It's rotting wood, so it is decaying down, and we want it to be nice and secure. So even if your wood does start to decay down, it's okay, because you just get more wood and put some more wood on top of it. So you can always keep building it, and it turns into a lovely buffet for all of our lovely animals. Now we've finished our log pile, and this will become a great little habitat for all sorts of mini beasts, but then also a food resource for all of the wild animals, especially hedgehogs, who are struggling at the moment out in the wildlife. So this will really help them, especially just before they go out to hibernate. So those are the important things to remember. Just find old wood, native wood, and also just remember to put it in a nice safe place, ideally near some hedging or even near some rotting tree stumps or larger logs, and then we can just create a nice safe habitat for all those mini beasts and all those animals that are going to come along and feast.
Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed our video and you would like to see more, please don't forget to like and to subscribe in the link below. Thank you, bye!